Here's Karl Anthony Towns, a 7-foot center with the ball in the low post. He would normally be unstoppable when he's this deep into the paint because the tallest player on the floor for the Warriors is Draymond Green, who's like 6'6", but look at this. Gary Payton II, the tallest 6'3" guard in the world, comes out of nowhere and blocks that shot attempt before Cat even knew what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, the Young Glove is back in the Bay Area, and trust me when I say this changes everything for the Golden State Warriors.
And that's why that offensive foul was called.
Oh, Shea! Curry having another great year, almost 30 points per game.
I'm telling you, Craig, you've seen it before. A lot of guys can't do it.
Green! No surprise, Curry made them both. Jalen Green.
Comes Trey. Nice crossover.
As y'all probably know by this point, one of the Warriors' main problems this entire season so far has been their inability to stop the point of attack. I mean, time after time after time, they've been letting opposing attackers drive by them like they're a McDonald's drive-thru, open 24/7. It's been frustrating to watch, it's been downright embarrassing, and overall, it hasn't been good for my stress levels. But that whole point of attack thing all stopped when this happened. Sheesh, guys. I'm not sure about y'all, but I'm so stoked that the Young Glove is back in a Warriors uniform. And from the second he stepped back onto the court, everything changed. I mean, look, here's Anthony Edwards on the perimeter. He's one of the elite young rising stars in the league, and normally he'd be able to get whatever he wants against the Warriors. But like I said earlier, that all stopped once the Warriors reacquired the Young Glove, because just look at this. As Edwards tried to drive towards the rim to get something going on this play here, GP2 stayed with him on every single step and eventually caused him to travel, which forced the turnover. And here's the funny part. Anthony Edwards actually learned his lesson because, look at this next play. After a rare free throw missed jumper by Klay Thompson, Ant-Man secures the ball. At this point, he must have remembered that phrase about GP2, dribble at your own risk. You know how I know he remembered it? Because he didn't want any of that smoke and threw the ball out without even trying to dribble. You know someone who didn't get the memo though? Brandon Ingram of the New Orleans Pelicans. You see, it was again an important game for the season for both teams, and with the clock winding down in the third quarter, Ingram tried to go for a final shot, but the Young Glove just picked his pocket clean. On live television, Grand Theft Auto style, baby. Then Jordan Poole came in and finished the play, which brought the Warriors to within 4 after being down 20 that game. Down 20. I still can't believe they found a way to claw back and win that game by double figures. Anyway, to make matters even worse for the rest of the league, it's not just defense that GP2 is good for. Because the truth is, when the ball is in his hands, it often finds the bottom of the rim. I mean, look for yourself. The Young Glove has efficiencies this season of 60% from the field, 53% from deep, and is a perfect 100% at the free throw line so far. If you include STEPH, that gives the Warriors 2 players who are making the 50-40-90 club this season. Man, you know, the one thing I still can't wrap my mind around is, how the heck did this guy go undrafted? That's just shake my head type of crazy stuff. But anyway, the energy is changing for the Warriors. Their defense has picked up, and honestly guys, I know that basketball is a complete team sport, but this one addition changes the entire complexion for Golden State. I mean, just look so far at the 2 games GP2 played in. I know the Warriors lost against Minnesota, but look at this. They kept them below 100, which has only been done twice this season so far. Then in the next game against the Pelicans, I know the final score says they had 109 points, but the truth is, the Warriors subbed out their starters when the score was 118-103, and there was over a minute of garbage time where really nothing mattered. And how did this happen? The defense has picked up. The defense has picked up, guys. You know, this is going to be a complete nightmare for the top Western teams, and here's what I mean. Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets, Ja Morant and the Grizzlies, De'Aaron Fox and the Kings, Devin Booker, CP3, and the Suns. These are elite penetrators capable of breaking down defenses off the dribble, but in any of these matchups, Payton is going to completely swamp them. and they're going to quickly find out that the McDonald's drive-thru that they've been so accustomed to is now closed, and instead, the only option will be dine in with the chef serving curry. And with a pool party right outside.
7 to shoot. Here goes Poole, sidestep. Oh! Here goes Poole, sidestep. Oh!
Here goes Poole, sidestep. Oh!
And speaking of a pool party, man, Jordan Poole has really turned on a switch as of late. I mean, look, for the season so far, JP3 has just been okay, averaging 20 points on shooting splits of 43, 33, and 87. These numbers aren't really eye-opening or anything, they're just sort of meh. But look at this. Ever since that Dallas game, which was arguably the most important game of the season for Golden State, Poole has been reverting back to the 2022 playoff Poole, averaging 24 points on shooting splits of 51, 38, and 85. Those are the type of numbers that'll give a team plenty of garbage time at the end of games. Then, when it comes to the fourth quarters in these games, he scored a combined 42 points, which is the most in the league by a wide margin, with a true shooting percentage of 82.7%. It's clear that for Poole, the championship hangover is over, and he's completely locked into getting his second ring. I mean, are y'all seeing some of the stuff he's been pulling off these days? Look, here's Poole on the perimeter. He's being guarded by Tyrese Maxey, a rising star for Philly. As Draymond sets the screen, he crosses over the next defender, and then, in a blink of an eye, he's already at the rim and has now made it a 2-point game. It's more or less the same thing here on this play. Poole gets free off the Looney screen, catches the ball, then with one dribble, he becomes a blur and finishes in traffic at the rim. So, y'all see how this changes everything for the Warriors? I mean, the McDonald's drive-thru has now been closed, the chef is serving curry with a pool party going outside. Then, wait, what's that sound? Do y'all hear that? Wait, is that a...
Jones coming down there and made a great pass.
Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, the human helicopter has officially arrived. Game after game after game, Kuminga has been nothing but a force on both ends of the court. This is something the Warriors only had in flashes during their 2022 championship run, but now it's here on a consistent basis. I mean, Kuminga's even learning Draymond's fake handoff trick and is blowing by defenders, then using his athleticism to force his way to easy buckets at the rim. He's passing the eye test every single night. Then, when you look at the numbers, all you could say is, thank you, Minnesota. I mean, who doesn't want a player who comes off the bench and averages 12 points on shooting splits of 55% from the field and 44% from three-point range? He's been everything the Warriors needed and more. Now, the only thing left for this team to truly become a championship contender is for this to arrive. Man, when Wiggins gets back, it's over for the league. The Warriors are going to be like 9 or 10 deep in the playoffs, and just like last season, they're going to run through everybody. But anyway, until that happens, here's something I found quite hilarious. So there was one specific play in that Pelicans game where Draymond was called for an offensive foul. He wanted that play to be challenged by the coaching staff for a defensive foul, and I think he was right as well. I mean, as you can see, the defender was sliding a bit when Draymond was already in the air, and he had a foot in the restricted area. Anyway, Draymond wanted Kerr and the coaching staff to review that call, but they didn't. Well, as a result, Draymond started screaming at the coaching staff to the point where Bob Myers, the Warriors general manager, had to come all the way down to calm him down. Man, with Draymond also getting completely fired up, it just seems that everything is now starting to click on all cylinders for Golden State. They're probably going to get matched up with Sacramento in the first round, which is the team that Draymond said on his podcast that they want to match up with. If that happens, they'll get the trash-talking Grizzlies in the second round, and I cannot wait for that series. Then in the Western Conference Finals, they'll probably get the Nuggets, where they'll run high pick and rolls on Nikola Jokic for 48 minutes a night. Then it's the finals. The road is as paved as it has ever been, and it seems like Steph and the crew are well on their way to getting ring number 5.